Would you like to set the scene for the disciplinary committee? Tell them, what your house looked like at the time of the recording.
Objection. Relevance?
Well, the circumstances of the recording are materially relevant. How can you know what the tape really means unless you know what was going on when it was recorded?
I covered most of the walls with foil scrim craft insulation. I also hung a number of space blankets.
I'm impressed by how much work went into entrapping me. You went all out.
I didn't entrap you. I provoked an admission in adverse interest. That's not the same thing.
How did you know your provocation would work? Why'd you think a bunch of shiny plastic would make me say anything?
Oh.
Isn't it because you knew that it was precisely the thing that would worry me so much that I'd say anything to talk you down?
Objection.
So, exposed wires. There's a camp stove. There's a lantern on top of newspapers. You call this normal?
I call them adaptations.
Did the doctor who granted me guardianship for you think this was a physical condition?
Objection.
The state bar opened the door to this on direct when the witness talked about his supposed play acting. In order to understand what I was thinking, you need to see Chuck through my eyes. You need to know if I believe that tape was evidence. And I say it was evidence of only one thing. My brother hates me. I lied to my brother to make him feel better.
I'll tell you why my brother brought my ex-wife to this hearing. What Jimmy's driving at is the last time I saw her, I covered up my illness. I've been suffering from it for some time, but I went to great lengths to conceal that fact from her. I'm sorry I deceived you, Rebecca. Now Jimmy has outed me in front of you. You know why? To rattle me. He's hoping this will break me down, split me apart at the seams like a murderer confessing on an episode of Perry Mason. Well, I'm sorry to disappoint you, Jimmy.
Okay, if you'd had, lung cancer, would you have told Rebecca then?
If that had been the case, maybe I might have.
So how is this different?
Mr. McGill.
He said lung cancer.
Does it hurt right now?
There's always some discomfort, yes. Electricity is everywhere in the modern world. But I very much appreciate the indulgence of the panel for their accommodation here today. I can handle this fine.
He's gonna call
right,
the
so
phone.
with the lights out, you don't feel them.
The farther away it is, the stronger the source needs to be to have an effect.
Got it. So if I had a small battery, say, from a watch or something, and I got it close to you, close to your skin, you'd know.
I would feel it, yes.
Can you tell us where the nearest source is right now?
Jimmy, do you have something in your pocket?
Yes, I do, as a matter of fact. From this distance, you should feel it, and you don't, do you?
Mr. McGill, you were warned to leave your electronics outside.
It's all right. It's all right. May I? Just as I thought. There's no battery in here. You removed the battery.
Oh.
That's...
It's on him. Oh, no. Jimmy, you got him.
I removed the battery.
Objection.
Sustained.
Don't you know by now this is real? I feel this. It's a physical response to stimuli. It's not a quirk. What do I have to do to prove it to you?
I don't know, Chuck. Could you reach into your breast pocket and tell me what's there?
What now?
Motherfucker, toss it out. See? That shouldn't be that funny, but it is. Motherfucker, toss it.
A battery.
Mr. Chairman, please.
You recognize that man in back? His name is Huel Babineau. He's on our witness list. You bumped into him in the stairway. He'll testify he planted this fully charged battery on you over an hour and a half ago.
Hour and 43 minutes.
An hour and 43 minutes. Thank you.
No. It's a trick. It has
Enough
to...
is enough. I submit that Mr. McGill's mental illness is a non-issue. If he were schizophrenic, it wouldn't take away from the fact that the defendant...
am not crazy! I am not crazy. I know he swapped those numbers. I knew it was 1216. One after Magna Carta, as if I could ever make such a mistake. Never. He covered his tracks. He got that idiot at the copy shop to lie for him.
Mr. McGill, please, you don't have to go
You
in.
think this is something? You think this is bad? This chicanery? He's done worse.
Chicanery.
That's billboard. Are you telling me that a man just happens to fall like that? No, he orchestrated it. He defecated through a sunroof. And I saved him. And I shouldn't have. I took him into my own firm. What was I thinking? He'll never change. He'll never change. Ever since he was 9, always the same. Couldn't keep his hands out of the cash drawer. But not our Jimmy. Couldn't be precious Jimmy. Stealing them blind. And he gets to be a lawyer? What a sick joke. I should have stopped him when I had the chance. And you have to stop him. I apologize. I lost my train of thought.
What I said was right, huh? He goes overboard when he talks about
Got carried away.
I didn't know we get that carried away.
Do you have anything else?
Nothing further.
You know, that feels like it's sizzling him. Because when he's under the stress. First, let me start by saying don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. If you are subscribed, make sure to hit the notification bell. Shout out to all the new viewers. Shout out to all the subscribers. And I have a Patreon with full-length early reactions to things like this. If you'd like to, check it out. The way Jimmy and Kim played this was smart. They let him speak. They let Chuck continue to open up about his brother and about the motivations of why he wanted to stop him. So then it comes down to Jimmy, it got a lot of leeway. Why is he getting this leeway? Well, Chuck just opened up on his motivations, so we got to see if his mind was clear based off these motivations. So that you have the pride thing, but then in the background, you have Chuck's fury over Jimmy being a lawyer just building up, okay? And resentment over what Jimmy has done throughout his entire life. He worked in steps. He took his time. They created a rhythm in the lawyering. I don't have a better word for this. They created a rhythm. And what I mean is, okay, you get Chuck to think he's winning. You bring the wife to make it seem, hey, we're just trying to throw you off. Okay. But they understand Chuck he don't play that shit. You bring up things, and you see this on like law films and TV shows all the time. You'll bring up things that you know are going to be objections, but you just want to get that into their mind because we're humans, right? So even if it's an objection or strict from the record, that's in somebody's mind once you say it. So Jimmy is doing that. He'll say something knowing, oh, that's a little too far. Nah, I'm sorry, I'll fall back. Okay. So then we get to the point where he's still, the whole key of the case is, I was just saying things to calm him down. Okay. So once we got that out, I'm like, okay, so that's what Jimmy and Kim are laying the groundwork for. I did say everything that was on the tape, but what I was attempting to do was to calm my brother down. And we got to get into the mindset. So we get into the mindset. All this rapping is up and all the electrical stuff and all that. And no, it's a real condition. It's a real condition. So how are we going to do this? How are we going to... Hill walks in, and I'm like, oh, I'm thinking I get it. Oh, he gave him the phone because we saw Jimmy earlier say he left his phone. So we're like, what? Jimmy brings out the phone. He even gets chastised a little bit. Guy says, we told you not to bring phones in here. He's like, yeah, but. And then Chuck goes, like I thought, no battery. Ha. So once again, you're making him think he won. But in the background, the rage is building. Okay? It's like it's what Chuck is showing and what's happening in Chuck's mind. Okay? So in the front, he thinks he's winning. But it's always right there seated in his head. This whole thing is about, I am the guardian of this law shit, and Jimmy can't never. So he's putting on a face. Okay. So Jimmy goes, hey, go into your right breast pocket. He's like, what? Okay, what is it now? And I made a joke. He pulls it out, tosses it. I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, shit. The battery is there. Like the whole time this is happening, I'm understanding now. It's the battery. It's the battery. So he got raw electromagnetism right there. And Jimmy making sure, like all of this is perfect. So Jimmy now puts the battery into the phone, shows it to him to show that the power works. And that was the last straw. And what I liked, the guy who plays Chuck, I forget his name at the time, a hell of a performance. And he brought up him doing stuff since being a child. He brought up the thing, of course, with the tape. He brought up the fact that he actually did change the address. And then he brought up he took a shit in someone's car. Now, they made sure to do a close-up of his face, but we all understood what the disciplinary committee is looking like. We all understood. They're probably like, but he couldn't stop himself. That rage that's been bubbling up underneath the surface, they got it to come out. And for one, you get to show to everybody, it's not a real condition. It's a mental thing. Everybody probably kind of already thought that, and they're leaning that way when they think about it. But to see it confirmed, okay, confirmed. Then you see his mindset going into this. I gotta get him. He cannot be a lawyer. All right? Then also you see a man who's kind of unhinged, even though he's a great lawyer. Then there's also this thing of Hamlin McGill. He spoke about the reputation at the beginning of the episode, and this is a partner. This is a partner. I know they don't want to buy him out, but what do you do in this case now? Because now he's made you look bad. Now scratch all that. Here's why this is dope. Because Jimmy really did do that shit. He really did do that. He really was telling the truth about doing it. Kim is good. Jimmy's going to be good. Chuck is going to be fucked. And this is great. This is, I said Shakespearean for Breaking Bad. Like, this is great, man. For this to be television, I'm like, man. You know what I mean? Because that last episode, y'all saw how dope it was for me to see the Mike, Gus, Salamanca angle. But on this, to see what Chuck, because early on, I'm going to keep it real with you because I spoke about how I felt about Kim early on. Early on, I wasn't so sure about this EHS thing, electromagnetic hypersensitivity. I was like, where are they going with this? I don't really understand. They've utilized the fuck out of this to the point where him sitting there and the exit sign, because remember, he gets really stressed, then he starts feeling it. Exit side is there, and they spoke about the exit sides early on. So he's like, yeah, we can't really get those taken out. It's like those have to be in here, right? It's regulations. And you just see it sizzling. My man is freaking out. And you saw his ex-wife like, oh. So let's go back to that beginning of the episode. Early on, I was like, hey, what's going on, right? You see him put the ring on and off, on and off. And I was like, huh? Oh, they're divorced. She comes back to visit. And they're cool. But this was back when he didn't have that moment of clarity where he sort of stepped outside and realized, oh, I'm outside. So he could kind of take it a little bit better. At that moment, any electromagnetic shit will fuck him up. So he's sitting there. She's talking on the phone and he tosses it, and she acted kind to him, but she's like, but I gotta bounce. I'm kind of done with this shit. Now, what I appreciated was that when she came back, she heard that he had an issue. Like, damn, why didn't you tell me this? Like, why didn't you let me know about this? I want to see where that goes going forward. Because Kim let him know, like, she going to be pissed at you. He's like, yeah. Hey, this was a great, well-acted, just dope episode. Going forward, it's like, damn, where else can it go? Because, of course, we have the gangster part of it, but it's like, as far as him and his brother's relationship, I mean, like, that was the crescendo, like, god damn. Whew. Next episode.